Have you ever wondered how fast our planet is changing in real time? In the past few years, climate change has begun to transform our world in dramatic, often irreversible ways. In today's video, we'll explore the most recent shifts in climate, their impacts, and what they mean for all of us. Before going into learning about climate change, let's learn some vocabulary related to this topic. 1. Threshold. A point or level at which something begins or changes significantly. 2. Glacier. A large mass of ice that moves slowly over land. 3. Acidity. The level of acid in water or soil. 4. Bleaching. The process by which corals lose their color due to stress. 5. Inundation, flooding, being covered completely by water. 6. Biodiversity. The variety of life in the world or in a particular ecosystem. 7. Dieback. Gradual death of plants, forests, or ecosystems, often caused by disease or climate. 8. Infrastructure. Basic systems and services such as transport, buildings, and power that a society needs. 9. Feedback loop. A process where the result of an action influences the same action to happen more strongly. 10. Albedo. The ability of a surface to reflect sunlight. 11. Permafrost. Ground that remains frozen for years, often found in Arctic regions. 12. Methane. A powerful greenhouse gas, stronger than carbon dioxide in trapping heat. 13. Resilience. The ability to recover quickly from difficulties or adapt to change. 14. Mitigation. Actions taken to reduce the severity or seriousness of a problem. 15. Adaptation. Adjustments or changes made to cope with new conditions, especially environmental ones. What's new about the recent temperature? 1. Record temperatures crossing thresholds. Scientists reported that 2024 was the warmest year ever recorded, pushing global average temperatures beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, a symbolic boundary in climate science. In fact, global surface temperatures have risen at about 0.06 degrees Celsius per decade since 1850. Now recent decades are warming much faster. 2. Melting ice and shrinking glaciers. Glaciers worldwide are retreating at alarming rates. In Switzerland, the Grise Glacier lost 6 meters in depth over the past year alone. Meanwhile, Arctic and Antarctic sea ice recently hit record lows. Such melting contributes to sea level rise and alters ocean and atmospheric circulation. 3. Ocean stress, warming, acidification, and bleaching. The oceans are absorbing much of the excess heat, pushing sea temperatures higher. A new report indicates that ocean acidity has now crossed critical thresholds for marine life, endangering coral reefs and shell-forming organisms. Additionally, from 2023 to 2025, the planet is experiencing a global coral bleaching event, the fourth on record, affecting about 84% of reefs worldwide. 4. Extreme weather intensifies. Heat waves, droughts, and floods are growing in frequency and intensity. In 2024, climate change was found to have added 41 extra days of dangerous heat globally. Warming oceans fuel heavier rainfall and cyclones. For instance, intense rain events in India have been linked to the excess heat stored in ocean waters. Also, tropical wetlands are releasing increasing methane as they heat and degrade, amplifying greenhouse effects. What do these transformations mean? What is the impact of the influences? 1. Ecosystems and biodiversity loss. As habitats shift, many species are struggling to adapt. Coral die-off, forest decline, and habitat fragmentation are accelerating biodiversity loss. Some climate models even suggest potential Amazon rainforest dieback under sustained warming. In polar regions, reduced sea ice alters food webs, threatens species like polar bears, and changes the behavior of entire ecosystems. 2. Human communities at risk. Rising seas threaten coastal cities, small island nations, and low-lying regions with inundation and erosion. Extreme heat events increase risks of heat stroke, cardiovascular stress, and mortality, especially among vulnerable groups. Agriculture is under pressure. Droughts reduce yields. Floods destroy crops. Shifting precipitation patterns make planning harder. Freshwater systems change. Some rivers run lower, others flood unexpectedly, affecting water access for millions. 3. Socioeconomic and infrastructure stress. Infrastructure not built for these extremes are at risk. Storm surges and heavier rainfall overwhelm drainage systems. Insurance, property values, and long-term planning must grapple with rising climate risks. Energy systems also come under stress. Heat drives up cooling demand, while droughts may reduce hydropower output. Why is this accelerating now? Drivers and feedback. Greenhouse gases and human emissions. The main driver remains the continued burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial emissions, pushing up CO2, methane, and other gases. In 2025, the world also faces a concerning trend. The rate of sea surface warming has more than quadrupled compared to a few decades ago. Feedback loops. Melting ice reduces the Earth's reflectivity, causing more solar absorption and further warming. Thawing permafrost and wetlands emit methane and CO2, reinforcing warming. Worsening droughts make forests more fire-prone, releasing stored carbon. Natural climate variability plus extremes. Events like El Niño intensify baseline warming trends. The 2023-24 El Niño event already contributed to amplified heat and extremes across the globe. And climate models are being pushed to their limits in capturing the interaction of long-term change with natural variability. What can we do? Solutions and hope. 1. Mitigation, cutting emissions. The priority is to drastically reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Shift to renewables, electrify transport, improve energy efficiency, and halt deforestation. 2. Carbon removal and negative emissions. Technologies like carbon capture, afforestation, improved soil carbon methods, and reforestation can help pull CO2 from the atmosphere. 3. Adaptation and resilience building. Communities must adapt. Better water management, flood defenses, heatwave response plans, resilient agriculture, urban greening, and building codes suited for extremes. Ecosystems need protection and restoration, coral reef rehabilitation, mangrove planting, wildlife corridors. 4. Policy, finance, and international collaboration. Climate change is global, so international cooperation is essential. Richer nations must fund adaptation and mitigation in more vulnerable countries. Policy mechanisms must align with long-term climate goals. 5. Public awareness and individual action. Every individual can help. Reduce energy consumption, use sustainable transport, support climate-friendly policies, and push for systemic change. In recent years, climate change has ceased being a distant threat. It's actively reshaping our planet, from melting ice to dying reefs, from extreme heat to failing crops. But the future is not sealed. Through bold action, innovation, and global cooperation, we can steer the trajectory back from chaos toward resilience. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, Subscribe for more climate insights and share your thoughts. What changes do you see around you? Let's keep the conversation going.